Hi, it's Jason Kenney here. A week after the March 18th Progressive Conservative Leadership Convention in Calgary, just with an update for all 38,000 of our PC members on what's happened in the last week and on the next steps of the unity process. First of all, let me express my profound gratitude to everybody who participated in the leadership election over the past several months, including the other candidates, Richard Starkey and Byron Nelson, their volunteers, Catherine O'Neill, the party president, and all of those who contributed in making democracy happen. I'm so deeply humbled by the mandate that I received with over 75% of the votes of delegates at the convention. I think a very clear indication of a consensus within the party to at least try the path of unity. Since that convention on Saturday, March 18, I met the next day with our Progressive Conservative Association provincial board and had a very good meeting, a very good exchange of minds. I was very pleased to hear around the table expressions of support for the democratic mandate of the membership and a desire to work together with me as the leader. And in turn, I committed to stay in close touch with, consult, and communicate with the volunteers of our provincial board. On Monday, March the 20th, I had a really positive meeting with our Progressive Conservative caucus in the Alberta legislature and learned more about how they operate, and I indicated I have no intention of micromanaging how they do their good job, but I do hope to be consulted, of course, on major strategic or policy items in the future. I also encouraged our caucus to work more closely, whenever possible, with the Wildrose official opposition so that we can find synergies to better hold the NDP's feet to the fire in the future. I also took the time over the course of the last week to meet individually with each of our talented PC MLAs to get their advice on how best to perform the role of leader, but also to learn more about their critic responsibilities and the issues with which they are dealing. I want to especially thank and acknowledge Dr. Richard Starkey for so graciously accepting the mandate of the membership at the Leadership Convention and committing himself to being part of the future. He is a remarkably talented and committed Albertan, and I appreciate his service so much. I also confirmed that our past interim leader, Rick McIver, will carry on as the leader of the PC caucus in the legislature, as will Dave Rodney as House Leader and Wayne Drysdale as Whip. Thanks to them for their service. On the afternoon of Monday, March 20th, I met with official opposition Wildrose leader Brian Jean. Now, some of you will recall over the course of the campaign of the past few months, I said my one ask of Brian was that he would set aside some time for me, should I win, to meet on Monday, March the 20th. And sure enough, there we were, promise made, promise kept. We had a very professional and cordial 35-minute meeting where we had a very clear meeting of the minds. We agreed that to launch the unity process, but that the leaders shouldn't get involved in the weeds of negotiations. We agreed to appoint 5 representatives of each party to a unity discussion team to be chaired by an impartial person who can help to facilitate those discussions, and to ask that unity discussion team to report back to the leaders within about 6 weeks. So we've just released the names of the representatives from the two parties, and I very carefully selected 5 very talented progressive conservatives from diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise so that we can have a team with some complementarity of skills in areas like policy, legal areas, financial, and just political experience as well. So thank you to those 5 members who will be serving on the team. I'll also be appointing an advisory committee that will allow us to draw from a broader range of perspectives across the PC party, geographically, demographically, and politically, to provide ongoing input to myself and our negotiating team. We'll also be sending out a survey to all PC members to get your input on the negotiating mandate, on questions like the principles and governance of a prospective united party. So please fill out that survey and send it back to us to help give us your input. It really will be useful. And so finally, next week, I'll be doing a couple of telephone town halls for PC members so that they can ask questions about what we've done to date and the next steps. So thank you so much for your ongoing involvement. You know, the leadership election on March 18th was in some respects just the beginning of a lot of democratic work that we have to do together. I know that we as Albertans are always up for some hard work and to overcome obstacles, and I believe that will be the case as we renew free enterprise politics in Alberta.